Hello everyone. In this Power Automate tutorial, we will see some of the examples of flow actions like send an email V2, get items action, create a Teams meeting, convert file, create events, create a task, copy file, get user's profile, send an HTTP request to SharePoint. Like this, we will use these actions and we will see some examples. So we will go one by one. So let's start with send an email V2 action, which is from Outlook connector. This actions accepts 12 parameter, that is two, and two subject and body are the required parameter. With these three parameter, we can enable the send an email V2 actions. And rest are all the advanced options available in the send an email actions. In the two parameter is accepting the email address to whom we want to send an email, and the subject, it is the subject of an email, that is in the of the email, and body is the body of the email, and the from email address to send mail from. This parameter accept the email address to send mail. CC, here you can provide the CC. BCC, you can provide the BCC, like you want to add any other email, any other person to your email, so you can add it here. Attachment name and attachment content, if you want to add any attachment to your mail while sending an email, then you can provide the attachment name and attachment content. Also, you can provide the sensitivity of your email and provide the email address here to use when replying the email. Importance of your email also you can choose like low, high. So now let's see how we can use this email action in our Power Automate flow. So now let's navigate to the Power Automate. Here we will click on create icon and we will create and manually trigger a flow. So for this we will choose instant cloud flow, then we will choose manually trigger a flow, and then we will click on create. Now we will switch to classic designer. Now here I will add some inputs first. Let's say I will create a text that will accept the event name. Next I will add an input that will accept the date, that will be event date. So I will send the email to the organizer. So for this I will send an email to the event organizer. So for this I will choose the send an email V2 action. So select the send an email V2 action. The record, as I told, the record fields are two, subject and body. So here you can see. Now here we need to provide the email address whom we want to send an email. Let's say I will provide my email address. So Haripriya. Next we will provide the subject, new event scheduled, new event scheduled. So please attend the, here I will select the event name. I will provide space and which is scheduled on, and search for event date. Now save your flow. Once the flow is saved, click on paste and then click on manually, then click on test button, then click on continue. Here we need to provide the event name. Let's say Power Automate session event date. Let's say 21 and run your flow and then click on done. Here you can see our flow ran successfully. If I will go to the Outlook, let's open my Outlook. Here you can see new event scheduled and the email. So this is how we can use send an email V2 action in Power Automate. Now let's move on to the next action in Power Automate, that is get items action in Power Automate. This action is used to get the items from the SharePoint list. With this action, we can filter the SharePoint list item based on condition. while fetching the items from the SharePoint list. This action also allows us to order the item like ascending or descending while fetching the from the SharePoint list. Also, this action is coming under SharePoint connector. So this action accepts 7 parameters, that is site address, list name, limit entries to folder, include nested items, filter query, order by top count. So first two parameters are the required parameter in to enable the get item section, and rest 5 parameters are the advanced option. So here I have missed one parameter, that is limit columns by view. You can see here. So basically there are 8 parameters and I have missed one. So first parameter will accept the site SharePoint site address, and the second parameter accept the list name from which list you want to retrieve the items. And using limit entries to folder parameter, you can limit the folder items, like you want to select particular folder and you want to retrieve items from that particular folder, then you can use this parameter. And include nested items, if you have any nested item in your list, then you can use this parameter. Filter query, if you want to filter for example, you have list of employee in your SharePoint list and you want to filter that employee name starting with A, whose employee name are starting from A, it will retrieve all those items from the SharePoint list. Order by, if you want to order, if you have multiple of items, it will order your items in ascending and descending order based on your requirement. In top count, by default, the top count is 100 and the threshold of the get items action is 5,000. So you can limit your entries, like if you want to retrieve only one item or 10 items, then you can provide here 10, top count is equal to 10, then it will retrieve only 10 items from your SharePoint list. And limit column by view, which I have left in this slide. So this will limit your columns, like basically we can create a view with required columns in the SharePoint list. And here if we will provide that view, then it will retrieve only those columns which is available in that particular view. So this is how we can limit the columns by view. So now let's see how we can use this action in Power Automate. So I will go to the prime job. Here you can see the SharePoint list, that is employee name. So this is the SharePoint list, that is employee information, which contains two columns like title. This is a single line of text type. And employee name, this is the person column. And birth date, this is the date and time column. Department, this is the jobs column. Joining date, this is the date and time column. Manager is the person column. So we will retrieve all those items from this list. Now let's see how we can do this. So click on create and then click on instant cloud flow. Here I will trigger manually, then click on create. Let's switch to the classic designer. So manually trigger a flow action is added to the flow page. So here I will click on the next step to add an action. So here I will get the items. So now we will provide the site address. So select the site address. Before that I need to change the connection. So now we can select the prime job site address and the list name is the employee information. So in the next step to show the output, I will use the create an HTML table action. So when we will map the value, so using this HTML table action, we can create an HTML based on our data. So let's see how we can do it. So search for create HTML table. Here you can see create HTML table action. So from here, it will accept the array of items. So here our array of items is the value. So we will choose value. In the show advanced option, it will create an automatic, as we will not create an automatic because get items action retrieve lots of other fields like O data field and all. So we will not choose automatic, we will choose custom. So we will create our custom table. So here I will give title and then employee name, next department, What else we can give? Let's say joining date. So from here, I will map the value based on the header. So map the title column first. And next is the employee name. So I will search for employee name. Sorry, not here. Should be here. So next we will choose department. So I will search for department. So choose department value as it is a choice column. So we will choose department value and then joining date. So choose the joining date from dynamic content. Now we will save our flow and we will get all the items from the SharePoint list. So now click on test, then click on manually, then click on test button. Next click on continue. Next click on run flow. Next click on done. Here you can see our flow runs successfully and our list contains 3 items. So if I will go back and expand my HTML table action, go down little bit. Okay, I did some mistake. Here it should not be employee name, it should be employee display name. Now it is correct. Now we will save this flow. Click on test, then click on manually, then click on paste button, then click on run flow, then click on done. So as our SharePoint list contain 3 items, here you can see these 3 items from the SharePoint list. It get retrieved from the SharePoint list. So this is how we can use get items action from the SharePoint. So in the next video, we will see how we can create Teams meeting, how we can use create Teams meeting actions and copy file action. That's all for today. Thank you so much